Hello, everybody. Today we'll be talking a bit about, getting the knowledge to pass the Bell test, how we can work as a school to help our students achieve and to be able to, move up in the system and through the system. As the maxim says, how many teachers have truly passed on the system? Years ago, I used to think maybe that had something to do with them being secretive, but I don't really think that's it. The longer I've been not only a student but a teacher as well, I found that you are doing very well if you can pass on the system. It is not easy. There's much knowledge there, but life comes, students come and go, they travel, jobs change, yeah, and some kind of work into limbo. And so there's no reason for secrets. If we have a decent, well-balanced student, we should do everything we can to work to meet their need. And part of their need and a criteria that I have in my school is to be a student in this school, you must be progressing. And for each one of us, that may be a different level. Some are more physically adept, some are more mentally, but we can all, do things to help out our situation and improve ourselves as martial artists. And so we have that responsibility. As a teacher, we not only have the obligation to our students, but we also have the obligation to our self-development too. We have to lead by example, and that's a big part of it too. But with that said, still a daunting and challenging activity. What I have found to be effective for me is, I think, what I see traditional to Wing Chun. When you look at Yip Man, many of the students that he had spent only some of their time, some very little, some quite a lot, but most would say that they spent a great deal of their learning from other senior students within the school. Some, even after the passing of Yip Man, continued to learn through other students and senior students in the school and from each other. And so I consider that. Is that we need to utilize our senior students and intermediate students, any student that has the knowledge that we so rightly, they study hard, they know the stuff, and I think we can count on them to do that. One-on-one instruction is really important to have. You need to have that. Group instruction in a class situation, I don't think is really fully adequate. It's like trying to read a book and skipping chapters back and forth. In most situations, you need group instruction, should be what I call routine training. But on top of that, you should be meeting with your instructor or a senior student, on a regular basis, whether that's every other week or what that is. I have found that as I've worked with students, that if I could spend 20 minutes alone with that student personally, that I could see the progress in them, in their technique and in their knowledge base, and I could see how that stuck. And so Matt is a senior student here in Kansas and has definitely served that role with a lot of the students, and it's made a really big difference. I've seen that a healthy school, part of being a student in Wing Chun, I was told when I became involved in this system that we produce fighters and teachers, both. And to be a teacher, you have to teach. And at some point, which I would say at Silim Tau Silim Tau students should be eligible to teach the blue belt and beginner students and so on up the chain. They should be given that, I'd say, duty, and I would consider it an opportunity, considered part of their training. So if we utilize private instruction the same way that I learned from Randy Williams, my teacher, I've taken some of those same lessons that we've learned from Yip Man and that I've found to be effective in the school is we need to spend private time with each and every student. In a large school, that may mean that the main instructor isn't quite as available for group instruction. I could see that he may be very busy doing private instruction. I would suggest that perhaps monthly dues and things should even reflect a consideration that someone in the school will work privately at least, whatever you decide, once or twice a month with each student. If you'll do that, and you're going to have students that achieve, and as they achieve, they're going to tend to stick with the system more, and we'll, have excellent Wing Chun practitioners. So hopefully that was a help to you, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak. Thank you.